everyone. My name is Hainisha Malone, and I am the Vice President of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And we believe that we are the solution to the issues in our community. Our theme is Nothing With Us Without Us. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is sponsored by Fathers Who Care, which is a nonprofit organization located on the west side of Chicago within the West Garfield Park community. Again, everyone, my name is Hainisha Malone, and I am the Vice President of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is comprised of 15 young people from our community whose focus and concern is youth leadership and a voice within the community to reduce senseless violence and illegal substance use. We invite people from all over, especially young people, to come in and see what we are all about. Our show will be scheduled every Thursday at 7 p.m. Again, that is every Thursday at 7 p.m. Our show can also be viewed online at www.cantv.org/live. Again, that website is www.cantv.org/live. Well, everyone, I would like to introduce my guest today, Reverend Walter Jones, and he is the Executive Director for Fathers Who Care. Again, my name is Hainisha Malone, and I am the Vice President of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. You are watching a live interactive call-in television program brought to you on CanTV 21. During the next 25 minutes, we are going to discuss how to educate, engage, and empower young people from high-risk communities. We invite our viewers watching to call in with your questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, that is 312-738-1060. So today's topic again is on how to educate, engage, and empower young people from high-risk communities. First, I want to thank you, Reverend Jones, for being a guest on my show today. And now I have a few questions for you.
Not a problem. Thank
Who
you.
are you, and what is your purpose for existing?
I like that question. Who am I? I am the son of my parents. I'm a man of God. I'm a servant for social change. I'm an optimist. I am someone who believes in brighter days, better days. I believe in hope. I believe that we can be all that we can be if we keep on striving to do our best and be our best and continue to look to God for our strength. I am a light in darkness. I am a servant. I'm proud of that title, being a servant. My purpose is to continue to empower, engage, and enlighten young people like yourself. I really do believe that I have been called to be an advocate, an agent for social change for these young people. My purpose is to do what I can to help those who are less fortunate, to do what I can to make a difference, to do what I can to improve the quality of life for those who are less fortunate, to bring light, bring clarity, bring transparency, and bring peace in these uncertain times.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do think you are doing that. And it's like you do a lot for the community. And it's like sometimes I feel like it get overlooked and you don't get as much like recognition for what you do because you've helped like a lot of people. And it's like I see a lot of people that used to be in the group come back and say what they did since they left and stuff like that. And I do feel like you're doing like a great thing for the community. And
So I want to ask you a question though.
What?
What is your purpose? You know, I believe that God has given me my purpose, and I'm living my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I do what I do.
Right.
I do it because it is my purpose for existing.
Right.
But what is, if you can kind of articulate, what is your purpose? What do you think your purpose is?
I think my purpose is, I feel like my purpose is to make people feel included. It's like I didn't used to, but it's like now, it's like you have those kids at school who feel uncomfortable at school and they feel like they don't fit in, and it's like those kids like they start feeling comfortable starting a conversation with me, and it's like I've never like engaged with them at all, but it's like they start talking to me out of nowhere, and like they speak to me every day, and it's like good to like be able to like speak to them every day and like give them a smile and they give me a smile back and letting them like giving them recognition that like I'm noticing who you are and stuff like that and you're not like alone and stuff. So I really feel like that's my purpose because that's been happening a lot recently where like people in school that I've never really talked to like started talking to me. So I feel like my purpose is like making people feel included.
Yeah, I like that, and it's important. You know, I kind of pride myself on being what you may call an organizer, a community organizer, youth organizer. And I think that's important, and I want those young people like yourselves and the other young people that we engage with to understand that it doesn't matter uh, how old you are. You know, as soon as the Almighty give you some guidance and put it on your spirit of what your purpose is, and you should pursue that. You should stand firm in that. And also, I really believe that when you feel like you know your purpose, you know your purpose because you feel so good doing it.
Right.
You know, living your purpose means that it's not tedious. It's not something that brings you agony or anxiety.
Or you feel like you forced to do it, or like you have to do it, but you don't really want to.
Right.
Right.
Living your purpose means you may have some uphill battles. It means that you may have to put forth a little effort more than you normally would do, but you enjoy doing it, all right? And you really, you know, feel empowered by doing it.
Right.
But thank you for that opportunity to share with you. I appreciate that, having that moment.
So what kind of things can we do in our community to engage our young people and save lives?
I think what we're doing now,
I agree.
dialoguing, exposing young people. It's been really important for me to engage and empower young people by exposing them to options in life, college tours. It's important that young people experience college life. It's important that they visit colleges. Right. It's important that young folks, like we did in the summer, the yacht club. It's important that young people get from the inner city and get downtown on the lake and ride up and down the lake on yachts. I mean, literally driving the yachts and learning how to sail and helicopter riding, flying, and those things. It's important that young folks are pitching or empowering other young people, dialoguing with other young people. I think it's really important that young people have an opportunity to engage the elders, the police department, superintendents of the police department, elected officials. I think the more information that we give to young people, the better off young people are. And so that's all part of empowerment. I really believe that young people can't be what young people can't see. So I feel compelled that I have to expose young people to different lifestyles, different mentalities, different behaviors, in order for them to believe that they can be all that they want to be. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you can't believe it, you can't achieve it.
Right.
So, but if you can believe it, you can achieve it, right?
Yep.
So it's like I go with a saying, whatever the mind can conceive and the heart can believe, you can achieve. You use that anytime you like.
Oh, I've used it. I used it yesterday. I had a field trip to a college yesterday, and one thing I talked to you about, I've never thought about engineering, because engineering just seemed like so hard, and it's like it's too complex. You gotta use too much science and too much math, and I always felt like I never thought that my brain could like concept all that information at one time and like know how to be a engineer. But I went to college and they was talking about it, and they talked about how engineering everything is engineering, like to clocks, to TVs, computers, homes, gas pipes, everything that go in the world, the water, how we build yachts and stuff like that. Like all of that stuff, they need engineers for stuff like that. And I felt like I shouldn't limit myself by saying, oh, that's too hard, I'm not gonna be able to learn that, instead of at least trying to go and learn it. And then it's like I would have never thought about that unless I had you to tell me this stuff and let me know you're not supposed to limit your opportunities, because if you limit your opportunities, then you're not going nowhere in life, because you stand in one place and you're not.
Limited opportunities equals limited growth.
Yep, exactly.
So you want options. You want to expose yourself to everything you can positive.
Yep.
Now, some things you might enjoy and exceed in. Some things you may lose interest in. But the fact of the matter is you try it.
Yep.
So you don't know what you really may need. It's better to have it on the shelf to get it than it ain't on the shelf to get it.
Right.
So I'm saying to you, while you're young, weigh your options, but have options.
Right.
So real estate, engineering, whatever you feel you would like to try it. Yeah. All right? You know, get it under your belt, right? Because it's better to say I have tried than instead say I have not, right? But then, go ahead. I like that.
Okay.
We headed the right way.
So what does it mean to empower young people?
Well, we just talked about that. You know, empowering young people is empowering, giving them options. And all the stuff we just talked about was about empowerment, and you just said it. You just articulated what it means. You just said having exposure to the School of Engineering. You said it before about being exposed to the art of selling real estate. You said it before, even the art of dancing, or whatever you might, your heart desire, you want exposure. Exposure is empowerment. So the more you empower, the more you grow, all right?
Yeah.
The more you can be exposed, the more options you have, the more growth you have.
I agree. So why is it important to educate and engage our young people from high-risk communities?
Well, I think it's important because, you know, it's unfortunately, it's that stigma with young people in high-risk communities that because they have to go through a lot of obstacles, or they believe that they're going through a lot of obstacles, that their opportunities are limited. I'm here to tell them that their opportunities are not limited. Yet you might be challenged because you don't have all of the different options that others may have. But if you apply yourself and you really put in the work, you can exceed the expectations of what others have. But you got to put your mind to it. You got to really focus on something that you know how folks, some folks enjoy playing on their phones, right? And they master playing on their phones. They know how to work that phone to the T, right?
Yeah.
Well, that means exposure to that phone. That means they practice playing on that phone. That means they're continuously navigating the obstacles of that phone. Me personally, I don't want that much drama with the phone.
Right.
But I love it in life, all right?
Yeah.
So, but the same type of attention that you put into mastering that phone, you put into engineering. The same attention that you put into trying to dance, you put it into your classwork. If you don't read, you don't learn. You know? And you know, it's a taboo or a saying that's out here. If you ever want to keep knowledge from anybody, what do you think?
Put it in the book.
Put it in the book, because people don't like to read. And reading is really fundamental, but reading is the key to articulating. Reading is the key to growth. I mean, you have to read in order to learn, right?
Yep.
You know, it's okay to be spiritually inclined and divinely inclined, but you still need to learn the fundamentals of education, math, science, and all that good stuff. That's why I debate with you all day about science. I'll debate with you all day about data. Bring it on. But don't debate with me if you ain't got no facts. I mean, if you can't defend your argument, you gotta waste. Don't talk to me, or your conversation with me gonna be rather limited because you can't defend it. All right? But I like the dialogue. Let's have it. Let's have it. But defend your argument. All right?
So, how long have you been mentoring and empowering young people, and what have you learned from them?
All my life.
Okay.
All my life I've been engaged in empowering folks. I just had a real passion in empowering folks back in the 80s. I really had that passion when I was out in school. You know, it's real important that those of us who are conscious understand the need that we have to extend ourselves to those who are less fortunate.
Right.
It's really important that those of us who know better help those to do better. If we really gonna bring about systemic change in our community and really empower our people, we all got to get over that selfishness and that I mentality and believe in the we mentality. Unfortunately, we're living in a time and it's hip for some people to just think about themselves. You go ahead, keep thinking about yourself, and you will be by yourself.
Right.
Everybody needs somebody, and everybody know more than you. You don't know it all. Somebody know a little bit more than you think you know. But if we all are working together, we all are pooling our intellectual resources and our intellectual properties, then we can really change some things in life. And I'm committed to making sure young people like yourselves and those before you that I've dealt with, and those before you and those behind you that I would deal with, it is my job to make sure that I continue to engage, enlighten, and empower those young folks to know that the skies is the limit. You can be anything you want to be if you really want to be it and if you really work hard for it.
So you think it takes those resources for them to push their brain to think that? Because some kids, they have limited, like they limit their brain to what it could, like to the possibility that it could like learn, you know? And it's like having that limited train of thought.
Your brain is like a sponge. All right?
Right, you soak up the knowledge.
You soak up the knowledge. The more you put in, the more you soak up. The less you put in, the less you soak up. It's rather simple. Yep. All right? You know, that's why I said whatever the mind can conceive. That means whatever the mind can think. If you can think it and you can believe it, you can achieve it. But you got to believe it, all right? You got to think it. You got to think I can do it. Then that's the start. Thinking that you can. But if you're thinking that you can't, then you won't. Because
that's the energy you put out into the world.
Absolutely. It's all about the energy. You're going to be something. Right. Question is, what? You know?
Yep. So what services are available for young people that need help or just need someone to encourage and support them?
Well, of course, the West Garfield Park Youth Council. Yep. We've been doing this thing for a long time. And we're going to continue to be doing it for a long time. Yep. Because you're going to move on and matriculate, and others going to come in your space. Others was there before you, and others going to be there after you. Yep. And so it is important. It is important that young people join a group of young people with the like minds. It's just like when you get older, when you go to school, you have a group of folks at school that you call your friends, right? However, it depends on what kind of friends you're picking. Are you picking positive friends or are you picking negative friends? Right. I encourage you to pick positive friends because then positive friends going to bring you positive energy. Exactly. Negative friends going to bring you negative energy. Yep. All right? So it's really important that you make decisions now and you make wise decisions because those decisions you make now will impact your life. All right?
Yep, I've just learned that, you know, because I used to just have friends and I used to have like a lot of negative friends, and now it's like I haven't really been looking to just make anybody my friend. I try to look for like what their intentions are with life, if they have like goals and stuff, you know. So that's how I like break down who I'm gonna be friends with, because if you just you want to party all the time and stuff like that, and you don't want to like do anything right now to like shape your future, because like that's what we really getting ready for right now. And it's like before we know it, it's gonna be time for us to go and get the jobs and go and like do what we wanted to do with our life. And it's like if you don't know what that is, it's because you spent all your time trying to go out and have fun, when it's going to be plenty of time to have fun, but you don't have that much time to like gain knowledge of like what you're going to do in the future and stuff like that.
Something when you was talking, a thought came to my mind, which I'm sure I've used numerous times, is that time waits on no one.
Yep.
Time gonna pass you, with you involved in it or with you not involved in it.
Yep.
Why waste the time?
Exactly.
Right? Don't waste the time. You can't get it back. Time is, you can't get time back once you done waste it. So don't waste it. Even if you do nothing but read a page a day, even if you do nothing but study 5 words a day, spelling words. Pick 5 words out the dictionary and master spelling those words. And then tomorrow do the same thing. And the next day do the same thing. That would strengthen your vocabulary. All right? Learn how to feed your brain. Because the more you feed your brain, the more your brain grows.
Yep.
It's like that sponge, right? Right?
Yep.
Okay.
So now I want to bring up our Christmas event, which is going to be December 16th on Thursday, and it is going to be a toy and clothing drive, and we're going to be accepting donations until we're going to be accepting donations until the 16th of December, and the event is on the 17th. And we're accepting toys and clothes, and if you want to make any donations, you can contact Fathers Who Care at 773-287-5821, or you can email us at westsideCommunityStakeholders@gmail.com.
And if I may, you referenced the event is on the 17th.
The 17th, yes.
And you said it, but we're accepting donations to bless the young people at Melanie School.
Yep.
We've always picked a school every year. Last November 17th, we was at Michelle Clark. Thank you, Mayor Lightfoot, for being our guest and being one of the Temptations. We had a ball that day, and we served over 500 turkeys and hams that day, and side dishes, and the whole community came together. Thank you, Westside community stakeholders. I would love to name all of you, but you know who you are. But the same team, we all work together. We will continue to work together. But that was a community effort with all of us coming together, and all of us was working together for the common goal of reducing poverty and in our community. So we felt that one of the ways that we can do that on Thanksgiving, which was my birthday, was to bless folks with our annual Thanksgiving food drive. So, and we also do this annual Christmas and toy and clothing drive, which would be at Melanie School with the principal is Principal Tillman. Of course, the principal at Michelle Clark is Principal Anderson. Great people, love the children, love the community, and so we love them for loving our babies, all right? And so we're actively involved in these local schools. We're involved in, again, at Melanie School. We're involved in ASA. We're involved in Michelle Clark. We're involved in Malcolm X. So we picked these schools intentionally to provide ongoing support.
Okay,
So we need your help.
Yep, and if you want to make donations again, you can contact us at 773-287-5821, or you can email us at westsidecommunitystakeholders@gmail.com.
And we're looking for scarves, gloves, caps, toys for the kids, new toys, of course. And we're going to be doing an assembly at the school, and we're going to bless the young people at Melanie School. And your support would be
deeply appreciated.
That's the right word. Thank you.
So, when did you know you wanted to work in the field of social services and with young people?
Good. Well, I'm from the west side of Chicago. And, I see so many things happening in our community, and I see the limited opportunity and limited resources that you young people face. And so I felt compelled at a young age, as I alluded to. I've been in this field many years. And I just believe that I've been loving on my people and loving on the community all my life. So it's been my life passion, but I didn't know it then.
Right.
But I knew I was doing it, but I didn't know that was my calling. But here I am still doing it 40 years later, 50 years later.
That's a lot. So you never had doubts or anything, or you never had you knew you wanted to do what you did, but when did you know that you wanted to take it a step further and create a nonprofit organization?
In the 80s.
Also, that's when it all
But
started?
I didn't start that in the 80s.
Oh.
But I joined folks who had that kind of stuff.
So you use your resources to get what you
Yeah,
get.
but we actually formed the organization, the nonprofit. We actually formed that in the late 90s. All right? We didn't incorporate it until 2000. So we've been out here doing this work and incorporated for
a long time.
Yeah.
So, can you share with our viewing audience some of the programs and/or services you know of that have assisted young people and working to promote a safe, healthy, and drug-free community?
Well, we got, which we said, the West Garfield Park Youth Council, our Fathers Who Care, and then we have programs in Michelle Clark. We have programs that we're doing with ASA. We have programs we're working with the West Care, Illinois. We have programs we're doing with other organizations out in the community. And we're working feverishly to reduce poverty, poor mental health, hopelessness, senseless violence, underage drinking and substance abuse. So we're working feverishly to engage and to enlighten you young people, because we're hoping that you would be the next generation of folks standing on our shoulders, taking it to the next level.
Yeah. And what do you think, how do you get in contact with these kids? How do you bring them in, and where do you find them?
Just like we got you in, just like we get other ones in, we go to the schools.
Right.
We engage young people in special events. We let young people go out there and pitch, or go out there and mentor each other. We have young people like you in the groups that's coming up into the shows. Sometimes we get a lot of them, sometimes we get a few of them, but it's the name of the game. It happens like that.
Yep.
Just stay consistent. It's going to grow. It's going to do it. It happens. That's the name of the game. It comes with the territory. But that's how we do. We go to the schools and engage the young people in schools and bring them out and do activities in the community to engage them, take them on various different excursions like we did with the yacht club, like we do with the helicopters rides, like we do with all of the activities we do with the special events and all of that. That's how we engage and that's how we draw them. Young people know who feel them and who don't.
Yep.
Young people know who got their best interests at hand and who don't.
Yep.
You can fake yourself all you want. Fake it as long as you want, but you can't fake it with the young people.
Yeah.
Because they Gucci.
Yeah, I'm Gucci too.
Yeah, you taught me that.
Yeah, I did. But you know, I agree with that because it's kids who like sometimes they stubborn to speaking about their emotions or trying to like find help and stuff. But it's like sometimes like we have like things at school, like events at school, and we have like they have like set up tables and stuff like that to like talk about their organizations and stuff
and services.
Yep, and then it's like those kids be drawn to certain people to like join the groups, and it's like most of the time like they don't want help or somebody try to tell them not to do something.
Listen,
they really push off from doing it.
It's our responsibility as now the elders in the community to bring our best practices to you all. I mean, we can't do it like we used to do it and shouldn't want to do it like we used to. We should now be looking at succession plans. We should be now looking at how we can lay good foundation so you all can take it to the next level. We've done the good work of laying the foundation. Now it's time to empower you all. That's why you in that chair. Right. It's not by happenstance that you in that chair. It's by design that you're in that chair.
Yep.
Because it's now your turn to take it to the next level.
So if someone is watching and in need of counseling and or your support, how could they reach you?
773-287-5821, 773-287-5821, or you can log on to fatherswhocare.org, Twitter us, Facebook us, Instagram us, YouTube us. It's all good. It's all good. But that's just some information. Let's get back to your questions because we have a couple minutes left. And I want to thank all of those who are following us on Facebook right now. Thank you. So let's do this because we got a couple minutes left. I want to encourage you guys again. Give me that flyer, please.
Which one?
The flyer for the event.
Okay.
This is really impassioned. This is something that I'm really believing in for this season, that we're going to make this event extremely successful. And we want you to be a blessing to those that are less fortunate. And again, this event is going to be on the 17th. It's going to be in Melanie Elementary School. And we're going to bless those young people in the school and the parents in the school. And we want to encourage you young people who are out there and you need something to do, we encourage you to contact Fathers Who Care at 773-287-5821. Parents, if you're watching, please allow your young people to join this robust group of young people who are really making a difference on the west side of Chicago, who really have the spirit and the leadership to be the next leaders in our community. And not only that, we have youth counselors and coordinators here who would monitor and guide these young people. They would be in safe hands in a nurturing environment. And we just want to make sure that our young people can live out their best lives and that they can improve their quality of life by providing them with some of the resources that you may not have had, but we know that they need in order to be the best that they can be. Now tell me what school you go to.
I go to Michelle Clark High School.
Is it an elementary school?
No.
Oh, okay, just check.
I don't know why I just said that.
Yeah, and so what grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore.
Okay, and what do you really want to do with your life?
I want to be a real estate broker.
Okay.
And I want to help people out.
Okay, and you really want to do that because you believe that by empowering people to reduce homelessness, by empowering the people to be entrepreneurs, by empowering the people to know that anything you see that you can build on, build on. You want to encourage young people, and you want to be a beacon of light to bring new properties into the community, fresh properties.
I could buy a neighborhood if I want, like if I had the money to buy a neighborhood. And,
no,
like,
you can buy properties in the neighborhood. You can't buy a neighborhood.
Okay, right. I know
But
that.
you can buy a lot of land and properties in the neighborhood.
Right.
Because the neighborhood is a zone as a city.
Right, it's the city. Right, you can't take from the city.
Right.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
So, but you can buy all the property your money will allow you to buy, or your relationships.
Right, and you could like buy those properties, and you can like charge like less for like the property, right?
All of that's negotiable.
Okay.
You know, that's some things that we can talk about later on in relationship to how real estate work.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter, if that's something you want to do, read up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Communicate with people who do the work. Communicate with additional brokers. Communicate with additional agents.
Mm-hmm.
Go to YouTube and find out what does what are the requirements of being a broker or real estate.
And what can you do with the buildings, like how?
Absolutely, there's many things you can do with them.
Yep.
You can rent them, you can sell them,
Mm-hmm.
you can franchise them, you can do a whole lot of stuff with different things that you can purchase.
Yep.
But that's good. So I think we are at that time now.
Yep.
What you think?
I think we're getting ready to close out. So if you are just tuning in, our guest tonight on the show is Reverend Walter Jones, and we had a great dialogue and engagement today with our discussion, which was how to educate, engage, and empower young people from high-risk communities. We would like to thank our viewers for watching. For additional information about our youth council, please contact us at 773-287-5821 and ask for Miss Princess. Thank you, and tune in next week, same time, same station, for our guest, Dr. Charles Anderson, the principal at Michelle Clark Magna High School.
Well, God bless you and good night. Thank
Bye.
you so much. Bye-bye.